Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Pillow Talk with Dr. Boyce and Dr. Alicia Watkins. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I'm here against my pillow in the morning with my lovely wife, Dr. Alicia. How you doing today, babe?
I'm doing great. We were up bright and early this morning.
We got up at 4:30 this morning.
Day one of boot camp.
Yes, you did the boot camp. I did not.
Well,
But
you
I am
did
here.
your own thing.
Well, I got up for moral support.
Yeah, that was great. I
Yeah,
needed somebody to drive me there.
yeah. Well, you inspire me.
Okay.
Anyway, all right. This is not going to be a long pillow talk, but we had to come in and talk to you guys and ask. First of all, give us a yes in the chat if you can hear us. Let us know if you can hear us. Okay, hit that thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and also just to let you know, Pillow Talk is a podcast I do with my wife, Dr. Alicia Watkins. My PhD is in finance. Hers is in social work. She's a licensed therapist and a full professor. And if you'd like to learn more about what she does, she sees a lot of clients. She's booked solid. You can go to coachingwithdralicia.com and take a look at what she's got going on. How many of y'all saw the Jonathan Majors interview this morning? Did y'all see Jonathan Majors? Jonathan Majors broke his silence. We've been talking about Jonathan Majors and Grace Jabari, who sh-
Grace Jabari is her name.
who
Grace.
shall be from this point on known as that white lady over there.
I just was calling her Becky. I didn't know, but
Don't
she
call
has
her.
a
Her
name.
name is Grace
And let
or
me just,
Coretta Scott King.
what I want to say. We really need to stop saying Becky because there are actual people named Becky.
That's so
There are
true.
actual people named Karen who are wonderful individuals, and we just can't do that. Like it's got to be like uncomfortable for them.
Is that reverse racism?
Well, I
Is
mean, you
that what
don't want
that
to.
is? Reverse
The thing
racism.
is that you don't want to mistreat somebody just because of their name.
That's so true.
It's
That's so
just not
true.
right. But anyway,
Well, she's not very pretty. I ain't gonna lie. Like that,
well, he
she's
thought
not.
she was
She
pretty.
doesn't look to me like the kind of woman I'd expect to be next to like this new Hollywood sex symbol. Like
Well, like my grandma said, pretty
it's
is
just.
as pretty does.
Well, her actions weren't very pretty because from what. So anyway, let's go into it. Okay, so you and I were just watching. We were kind of jumping up and down in the bed, just sort of watching this interview that Majors gave. I was very surprised that
Whew.
Jonathan Majors was on Good Morning America so soon after the incident. And I was also surprised that he gave an interview different from what I expected. This
Yeah.
morning, remember I told you, I
We
said,
we had a different prediction.
yeah, well, so you agree with my prediction?
I did. I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna apologize. He's gonna do the standard scripted response that we
Hmm.
typically see. Oh no.
I mean,
Oh no.
yeah, I really thought I was like, oh Lord, we're gonna see a snivel fest. I take full responsibility, and there's no excuse, and I'm a better person now, and I shouldn't have done it. I'm sorry, sir. He did not do that.
Oh no. Oh no. I
He did
mean,
not.
he was looking Jonathan Major-ish. He was piercing that lips. He has that little that's his resting face. Where he's just yeah, look at his resting face. Like he's like serious. What I like about it is that he was so direct in his communication. He did not stutter.
No, he
He
didn't.
did not blink. He
No, he
looked that
didn't.
lady straight into her face
Hmm.
and told his story. And I think that's wonderful that he was able to do that before the sentencing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They always get the black person to interview the other black person when you have a racial controversy, and they
That's
have it on
right,
like
because
Good Morning.
Gail King had R.
Yeah,
Kelly.
right.
Oh, that's a good one, Bush. You cracked the code on Good Morning America.
Yeah, well, you know how these shows are. They
These
they kind of do
shows.
the same thing. I really felt like he was walking into the lion's den, and I'm really curious to see how this interview works out. I'm concerned because I liked his interview. That concerns me because if I like your interview,
Uh-oh.
that means white people will probably not like your interview, right? And he don't need me. I'm not writing checks at Marvel and Disney. I'm not writing Hollywood checks. But white people are, and I really feel that there could be backlash. I mean, he was. I love the honesty though. He was like, they said, well, how did she get that injury? He said, I'm sorry, I just don't know. I said,
He said,
damn,
I don't know how she broke her finger. I know I did not do it.
yeah.
He said, how did she get the cut behind her ear?
Whew.
I honestly do not know. I know I did not do it. And my mind automatically goes to conspiracy theories. My mind goes to that. My mind's like, they rise up this black man. And of course, he did Lovecraft Country. Lovecraft Country. Y'all check that out. It is beautiful. It's a beautiful display of Black maleness. He
Mm,
held the key to everything. I don't want to give it away, but that was such a beautiful role. And then he follows up on that other Marvel. You know, I do not like Marvel films,
hmm.
but I like the one I saw. What's the name of it, Boyce? You know names
I
better
think
than
he
I
was
do.
Ant-Man.
Was it Ant-Man? That was a beautiful film. And he played one of the most powerful people in the entire whatever Marvel world. He was out tricking white people. It
Mm-hmm.
was just a beautiful, powerful role. And I remember leaving the theater going, uh-oh. That's two roles he's played where he has displayed a nice, powerful, strong Black man. And I remember in my mind, so when he's looking at this lady saying, I did not do this, my mind goes back to, okay, it's the rise of the Black man, and you lift him up so that you can have a big, fat public display of falling down.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say that what told me that this whole thing was BS is one. There's one part that to me that kills everything, which is that. Does everybody remember the video where he's running down the street and running away from her, and this lady is chasing him like she's the predator? And I'm gonna tell you like this: I loved his reaction to that. He
Yes.
said what everybody else is thinking. He
Yes.
said, "So reverse the race." I said, "That's what I'm." There you go, boy. That's what I'm talking about. He said, "Reverse the race." He said, "Imagine a black man chasing a white woman down the street," and then he threw in he threw in the politics of it. He said
Yes.
a black man would get shot like that, and so that's where the liberals are like, "Well, they. I guess he is right about that, right?" I said, good checkmate, check and mate. Good for you. Good for you. That was because that's what was going through my mind. I'm like, if you really are so scared of this man and so threatened by this man and so worried this man's gonna hurt you, you are not going to be chasing him down the street. He's running from you.
You. Yes, she was attacking him. Any woman who feels threatened by this big Black man would not be chasing after him. And I don't even know, of course, he made it into a politics thing, but you made it into a liberal thing. But I don't know any liberal who's going to disagree with that.
Well, I'm
So I
saying,
just think
well,
that we should be careful with our
well,
language.
I'm saying that the whole conversation around Black Lives Matter was all about black men being shot by the police. So I like the fact that he threw that little piece in there, like I could get shot. I don't think he
Hmm.
believes he's going to get shot. However, I think that it's a valid point. It's like to me, the point that it makes is stop being a damn drama queen. Stop acting like you somehow thought this man was going to hurt you or kill you or do
She was
whatever.
not
You
threatened
right.
by
If you
him.
women who are really threatened by a man, they run the other way. They go for where there's safety. They don't look for that man so they can chase him down and get revenge.
Yeah, and that's the part that really gets to me is why would they not allow his injuries admissible in court? He said,
Interesting.
I was injured by her. That lady was like a Tasmanian devil on me. And I had cuts and bruises, which is very difficult because he's a dark skinned individual. So it's hard to show bruises. But he had a lot of cuts and scrapes, of which they showed on the TV screen, which I thought was really beautiful. That he was able to not only share his side of the stories, but he had receipts. He had receipts. And that video, I don't even think the video was allowed in court. So it didn't
Mm.
seem as if it was a fair trial.
Well, he was being prosecuted by a black man, Alvin Bragg, the DA in New York.
See, that's tactic.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
that's tactic
and
right
it's
there.
tacky in my opinion. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but still though, like so I think that they should call it for what it is. It was it was a lover's quarrel. She got mad because some girl was texting her man. She grabs his phone. He does what everybody else would do when you grab the phone. He grabbed it back.
Mm-hmm. He
He's big.
did.
He's stronger than she is. So that might mean she has a scratch on her hand. It ain't the end of your life. I know you want to act like you were an inch away from death. No, he scratched your hand.
If
If anything,
anything,
right? If anything, right? Okay, and that's because you stole his
she
property.
started it. She was the
You stole the man's property.
one.
If you steal somebody's phone, they got a right to snatch it back. Give me a yes if y'all agree. Let me know if y'all agree with this. Is this
That's
a
she was stealing from him. She's a
yeah?
thief.
You're a thief. You're stealing from him. So to me it's. But here's the thing. I think that we make everything so political and we make everything bigger than what it needs to be. It's simple. It was a couple that got in a fight. Okay, y'all. If Jonathan's my son, he's young. He's young enough to be my son. I call him and I say to him what he said at the end of the interview.
Yes.
At the end of the interview, he said the smartest thing that I heard him say, and it even made me wonder. I'm like, were you listening to my podcast? Because I got a lot of people that actually watch me. I don't know who watches me and who doesn't.
Okay.
Because every now and then I can tell if somebody says something that I said several times that really made me wonder, are you watching? So anyway, let me tell you what he said. He said basically I shouldn't have been in the car. He said if I had left the relationship or not been in
Mm-hmm.
the car, none of this would have happened.
Yeah.
And my message to Jonathan Majors, which again I have no idea if Jonathan saw this, but I do know people who know him, so you never know. I said to black men, when you are alone with any woman, especially a white female, you are in danger. You are at risk. So you better make sure you pick the right one because she has the ability to destroy your life with a lie. She can make up a story, cry a little bit. Next thing you know, you done lost everything. This man is losing everything. So he said something real simple that was the
Yeah.
best solution. If I'm not in the car, if I leave the
Leave
relationship,
the relationship.
then
Yeah.
then then none of this happens. And that's what I've been telling brothers since the beginning. If you are dating a drama queen, walk away. Just walk away. It's somebody want to slap you and get all crazy and hit you in
Yeah,
the head
but
with a
there's
frying
so
pan.
many people who love toxicity.
That's
Like,
so true.
listen to what Cat Williams said when he mentioned toxic women. When Shannon Sharp mentioned toxic women, he was like, the look over Cat Williams' face was like, "I like toxic women. I ain't gonna lie," and I think that
A pimp
speaks.
named
That's
Slickback.
right. That speaks. That's a trauma response to know that toxicity is something that you would kind of say, I can deal with that. If you see that there's mental health issues with a family, you stay away from them. You don't attach yourself to things that you know is dysfunctional. So, I mean, people, it's easier. It's very simple, but it's not easy. How about that? It's simple, but it's not easy. And it
Mm,
indicates that we need some healing.
that's so true. It's like going to the gym at 5 in the morning.
At 5 in the morning,
It's simple, but it ain't
it
easy.
ain't easy. You just wake up. Just wake up and go to the gym. But I think like one of the interesting reports was that they tried to make him seem unaccountable for his actions. They
Right.
they put out a report saying he hasn't acknowledged his role and what happened, and he is not accountable to
Right.
what's going
That's what they
on.
say. Yeah.
And that's what they said. Yeah.
Well, acknowledging your role, I think he did that. I think he was like, "Yeah, I was
Oh
there.
yeah,
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 this,
yeah. Okay. You're right about
it's
that.
the accountability part and that's the
He's
statement.
like, what am I be accountable for? I did not do it.
Yep, and to me, that statement that they made is a racist power move,
Mm.
and the racist power move, in my opinion, is they're basically when they say as usual, he's not accountable for his actions. What they're really saying is we need that Negro on his knees. We need him begging for forgiveness. We need him to take full responsibility. My client will take no responsibility. My client takes no accountability because she's clearly the victim. I mean,
And never had
look at
the
her.
answer. Like, where's her answer? Why was you chasing him down?
Right, right, right.
When you
Why?
knew you was
There you go.
threatened by him?
That's right.
And
That's
he
right.
was the one who called the police. That is what's funny. That's what's
Wow.
funny. If he hadn't called the police, I guess he trusted the judicial system.
And that's his problem right there.
He
That
trusted things and people and systems that we all know we can't trust.
Well, it's unfortunate, and I think that it's interesting how he kind of switched up his game, and kind of started thinking about the optics. He had Megan Good with him when he went to court. I personally think, I think that that's intelligent from a strategic standpoint. I think from a PR perspective,
Yeah.
he's going to win in certain communities, but I think overall, though, there are people that believe that in any altercation between a black man and a white woman where there's any sort of physical harm done to the white female, the black man is always guilty.
Well,
And this is historic. This is what they did with Nate Turner.
yes.
Not Nate Turner. Nate Parker. Nate
Nate
Parker.
Parker,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. This is historic, and I wish that these guys understood this. I don't know. Again, Jonathan's a young guy. Maybe nobody coached him on this, But sometimes brothers get a little too comfortable, and then they don't learn until it's too late.
I wonder if Megan Good was the person who was texting him.
That I do not know,
Like, I
but
wonder if that it was her.
you know, I'm gonna tell you, I'm sure a lot of women wanted to text Jonathan Majors. You
Yeah,
know,
he was the hot thing
well,
going.
it's funny because
He had Creed and everything.
remember Cat Williams said, Cat Williams, he didn't have the nicest thing to say about him. So Cat Williams said, first, first of all, I'm gonna try to do my Cat Williams imitation. All right, so y'all let me know. Y'all gotta give me a grade on my Cat Williams imitation. Okay, you ready? All right, y'all ready? Here it goes. First of all, they went around the world for 2 straight years telling any woman that would listen that this was a good looking Negro. Since when? When did y'all start liking a big nose? When did y'all like a little head and a big jaw? When? Since when? That looked like my daddy. When you start liking my daddy, you like black people's features like that? If this ugly ass nigga is good looking, then all niggas is good looking.
Well, you know what? He's
What do
right
you
about
think? Did
that.
you like my Cat Williams invitation?
Um, okay. It
I
was
think
okay.
you a hater.
I am a hater.
You're such a hater. Okay.
It was
Well, I
okay.
got a D plus on favorite. See, that
D
ain't right.
plus. Who said that?
That was so mean.
Who gave you a D
Now
plus?
I'm feeling insecure.
Yeah,
I'm
you.
gonna have to derail
I wouldn't say D
my dreams of a
plus,
career in comedy now.
but you are kind of funny.
I think I am. I think I'm
But
hilarious.
I don't know if that's your shtick.
I make myself laugh all the time.
I made you laugh. I was on a roll yesterday.
Herman's my man. Herman said it was pretty good.
It was
Now
actually
Pharrell
pretty
says
good.
C minus. Larry says see, I got fans. See, so Herman and Larry, when I do my first stand-up
They're gonna
appearance,
be your audience
they will
member.
be all you need,
You
and
can wait. This day and age, you don't even have to write your own jokes. All you gotta do is steal somebody else's
that
jokes.
is so
It
true.
is all up for
That is so
grabs.
true.
Nobody cares. No integrity.
Yes, and they have a little trick where if you do stand-up comedy, I heard that all you gotta do is get like a couple of your friends to sit in the front row and
And
laugh really
laugh.
hard at every joke.
But you know, I do that at professional conferences.
Do you?
Yeah, I always say, could you sit in the audience and give me reassuring nods
There we go. That's
so
good.
that I can feel good about my presentation? That was early on. Now I
Have
don't
our
care.
pimp named Sleep. But anyway, okay. All
Okay.
right. So enough of the. I will never do my Cat Williams imitation again. Now,
Well, you can still do
my
it if you
confidence
can.
has been crushed. I
You
can't.
can perfect it.
Y'all some haters, man. Anyway, so let's close up this conversation. So where do you think things go? By the way, could y'all do us a favor? Please hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. You're watching Pillow Talk with Dr. Boyce and Dr. Alicia Watkins. I want to remind you, go to Spotify and Apple and look up my name, Boyce Watkins, and subscribe on Spotify and Apple if you want to listen via audio while you're at the gym. And also, if you want to take a look at some of Dr. Alicia's books and some of my books as well, you can go to drboycebooks.com. That's drboycebooks.com. We got a 16-year-old who will be shipping the books to your house, and we need to keep her employed. So if you go to drboycebooks.com, look up Alicia, and you can find all the great manuals and workbooks
Workbooks
that
and
Dr.
stuff.
Alicia has put
Yeah.
together to help you have healthy relationships. So and a drama-free life. So anyway, all right. Let's close this out, babe. So what do you
Yeah.
think is next for Jonathan Majors? What do you think? You think he might have a shot? How do you think the public's going to react to this interview? That's a good question.
Honestly, you know what? I don't think his career is over. I think there's more in him to come. I think after this, I'm going to put hope into this. I'm going to keep hope alive. I'm going to say
Mm,
that his future is going to be even more bright. I'm going to say that because of this issue, he's going to be an even better actor. It's
mm,
going to make him drill down into his soul and emotions and everything. And I think his next role after this, because he will be back on the screen, he was holding his position like a boss
he did.
across the screen. And I think Marvel made a mistake. I
Mm.
think that he may not go back to Marvel because there's some bad blood there now, but I think he's going to do even better.
Well,
And maybe he can do more, for the black community.
Robert
Yeah.
Downey Jr. came back from drug abuse and all this other stuff. So
Yeah.
you can't come back, right? So I wish him the best. I think he did a great job in the interview. I wish the situation had never occurred in the first place. But since when was love ever a rational process? My advice to anybody out there, especially those of y'all that got sons and brothers and nephews, just tell them, be careful. You got to be careful out there. If you are in a relationship and anything resorts to violence or whatever, my opinion is get away from the situation, especially if you're a black male, because we do still live in
Hmm.
America, and I don't want the consequences to come a knocking.
And also try to figure out how you attracted that situation in the first place.
True that.
So get some help, dig
Mm,
in. I mean, if you like anything I'm saying, you can work with me, but find a helping professional that you feel comfortable with to try to figure out, like, what was it about me that I
mm.
had this experience and how can I learn from it? Because people repeat things over and over again.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Excellent point.
Okay.
Well, all right. Well, yeah, if you want to reach out to Dr. Alicia, her website is coachingwithdralicia.com. The URL's on the screen. Also, my website is boycewatkins.com. So if you're interested in finance and things like that, we're doing financial consciousness training every morning at 10 a.m. So if you'd like to participate in that, you can go to drboyceelevate.com. That's drboyceelevate.com. So have a good day, everybody. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.